Many parents believe that digital screens are harmful and that there are no benefits of screen time. Are they mistaken? As shocking as it sounds, parents do make mistakes. One time, my parents left my sister alone at the park. They both thought the other parent had her, but neither did. That was probably a more imminent threat than staring at a screen for an hour. Can my parents, and also yours, be mistaken about screen time? Maybe. It's not just fun and games. Screens can be used educationally. During this pandemic, there have been days that we couldn't go to school in person. We had the opportunity for remote virtual instruction, which would have been impossible without Chromebooks and computers. Websites like IXL, Quizlet, and Epic help make learning fun and easy. Quizlet has entertaining educational games, and Epic is a digital library that presents over 40,000 books. We would not have access to these websites without the internet, and you access the internet by using screens. During the Spanish flu, it was very difficult for students to get an education. There were only 3 cities that had open schools: New York, New Haven, and Chicago. To be honest, kids were getting little to no education at all. Some research shows that some children were given just 1 reading assignment a day. Would you want your kid to just have 1 reading assignment a day? How do you think this current pandemic differs from the 1918 pandemic? The answer is screens. Screens give us access to digital learning. Kids today are able to continue their studies. Another reason screens are good is because you can connect to friends and family from any distance. One of the side effects from this pandemic has been loneliness and depression. Imagine how much worse this would be without FaceTime, Zoom, and Google Meet sessions. You can connect to family members that live in a faraway state or country. This has been especially helpful during holidays and special milestone occasions. My brother and sister's birthday was in March, right after the pandemic started. We couldn't have our family over, so we set up all of our phones and iPads onto chairs and FaceTime all of our relatives and had a virtual party for them. The answer has been technology and screens. You also wouldn't be able to connect in the same way before 2010 because there was no FaceTime and you couldn't see others in different places without it. Personally, my favorite way to use screens is playing video games. I like to play these games because they're fun and I can play with friends from any distance. There are also a lot of different varieties of games. There are adventure games, brain games, sport games, artistic games, and musical games. There is a game for anyone at any age. Adventure games such as Minecraft have 2 modes. There are 2 modes, creative and survival. In creative, you have unlimited resources, you can fly, and you have to be creative by designing houses and building redstone machines. In survival mode, the goal is to defeat the Ender Dragon, and along the way you have to gather resources and fight monsters. This means Minecraft teaches about engineering and being creative. My favorite game is Fortnite. I know what you're thinking. How can a game where you run around and shoot people have positive effects on kids? Well, let me tell you how. I have one word for you. Teamwork! When you play the mode squads, duos, or trios, you have to form a team. Your team has to work together to beat the other teams because if one player has low health, you have to give them a med kit or bandages. This teaches kids to work together to achieve their goals. Imagine what this pandemic would be like without screens. There would be no birthday parties with friends. There would be no FaceTime with Grandma and Grandpa. And how would we continue our education? We relied on screens to work, play, and connect. In the end, screens helped us survive this virus. I hope you learned that screens can be good and parents make mistakes just like us.